Hi, welcome to Awareness Presentation: How to Manage Your Stress.
We have always been subject to conditions and challenges which drain our strength and have therefore had a natural requirement for rest and to recharge our batteries. This is increasingly so in modern society. The number of requirements and challenges grows steadily. We live our lives at a rapid pace, both at work and in society in general. We are bombarded by impressions and pressure every day, and it is no longer so easy to find the time to rest and recharge our batteries. One of the most important challenges for modern society is therefore to learn more about stress and how it can drain us, how to deal with this, and how to recharge ourselves so we can make a contribution and achieve a better quality of life. We all need change in our lives to achieve the balance between being drained and charged. When we experience a stressful period which drains our strength, we feel the need to rest. Then, when we feel recharged, we are ready to face new challenges. This process is both mental and physical. The two conditions, drained and recharged, should supersede each other, creating an equilibrium. We run into trouble when this equilibrium is disturbed. Too few challenges can have a detrimental effect on our body and mind, and life becomes boring and without interest. On the other hand, if we are constantly drained and have no regular or sufficient form of recharging, we will witness a number of reactions which can be detrimental to both our physical and mental health. We are, of course, talking about stress and stress reactions. What is stress? Stress is the body's response to every situation or influence we encounter. The word stress is often used to describe being busy or agitated. But the concept of stress is more extensive than this. It would be more correct to describe stress as the body's adaptation to any situation or influence it encounters. We call these influences stressors. These may be thoughts which suddenly occur to us, traditions, organizational situations, or other influences of a physical, chemical, or psychological nature. In other words, a stressor is a type of event or situation which requires us to make some form of adaptation. Stress is natural. An exciting film, an unexpected visit, a deadline to meet at work, a first date, all lead to natural adaptation reactions. The stress to which our bodies are subjected is actually a vital quality. Stress makes us able to give maximum performance in a crisis situation. The autonomic nerve system, over which we have no self-control, manages these stress functions via the secretion of stress hormones, mainly adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. These stress hormones allow the body to generate vigorous strength and endurance. Our intake of oxygen increases, and the body's sugar and fat reserves are converted into energy to supply the muscles. Ready to fight or take flight? We often use the term positive stress to define the positive challenges and influences we face. When we take up a hobby that interests us, have a cause we are inspired to fight for, a job we can do with enthusiasm and joy, then life is rich and meaningful, and we are motivated to make more of an effort and to develop our life situation. But we also need periods of rest and recharging from positive stress. If we forget to do this, we become excessively drained, and the positive stress becomes negative. Even boring challenges can generate positive stress, as our instinct for achievement in itself is connected to positive motivation. While positive stress is motivating, negative stress has the reverse effect. It drains us and is detrimental to our well-being. It can occur due to acute and violent events, or due to more long-term situations. Most often, chronic influences seem to be more problematic than transient ones. Chronic noise, poor working environment, or family problems are examples of long-term situations which generate negative stress. Some stress reactions are physiological, such as headaches, muscular tension, and pain. Allergic reactions can also result from stress, as do palpitations and high blood pressure. A normal reaction is for the breathing to quicken and become more shallow. During periods of stress, you also become less able to fight illness as your immune system is diminished. Changes to sexual function are also common during periods of negative stress, for example, impotence or lack of sexual desire. Negative stress also has a number of psychological effects. Uncertainty and insecurity, anxiety and depression are not uncommon consequences of long-term stress. Other effects include an increase in irritability and aggression. Some people become restless and uneasy. Both our memory and concentration can fail us, and we are often in poor spirits. It becomes much more difficult to smile or have a good laugh. Close your eyes. Think of taking a fresh lemon out of the refrigerator. Now imagine holding it in your hand in front of your face. Imagine the lemony fragrance. Now imagine taking a big whopping bite out of it, peel and all. But here's something important. There is no lemon and nothing to worry about. But you and your imagination did create physiological and psychological responses. What were they? Well, worry is a lot like that, and 90% of what kills us never happens. Negative stress also has an effect on our behavior. People suffering from stress are often agitated. They try to get as much as possible done, but actually do not achieve very much. A severe consequence is that it becomes easier to make mistakes when we are experiencing negative stress. As a result, it is more likely that accidents will occur. Managing stress is therefore an essential factor when it comes to safety. Sleep problems can often be connected to stress. Stress results in lack of sleep, and lack of sleep results in increased stress. Lack of sleep also affects our alertness, hand-eye coordination, and levels of concentration. It is estimated that lack of sleep for over 18 hours is like having a blood alcohol content of 0.05%, while 24 hours without sleep corresponds to a blood alcohol content of 0.10%. Lack of sleep is therefore not only a source of stress for the individual, but also a significant safety risk. Our diet may also be a factor causing stress, particularly if it is unvaried and nutritionally poor. A lot of fatty foods and too much sugar or salt in the diet will affect your health. The best way to counteract this is to have a balanced diet, which gives you all the nutrients, minerals, and vitamins you require. You should drink plenty of water and eat foods which are rich in fiber. Caffeine places a stress on your body, and so coffee should be kept to a minimum. Alcohol diminishes your ability to manage stress and should never be consumed before work. Eating is often a social occasion which, in itself, may help you relax, so it is important for the food to taste good. Stress situations drain the body of energy and strength, but these can be recharged. That is why it is so important to recharge regularly so that you maintain the equilibrium between being drained and full of energy. This way, you will avoid the emotional state of exhaustion and being burnt out. If you allow yourself to get to this stage, it takes a long time to get back on your feet. There are many ways of recharging your batteries, and you need to discover them and make use of them so that you can repeatedly recharge your energy and strength. Sleep is the body's most important method of recharging. Sleep requirements vary between individuals. Some get by with 6 hours of sleep per night. Others need 9. You have to listen to your body's own signals and find the sleeping rhythm which suits you best. The quality of your sleep is more important than the amount of sleep you get. Your sleep should have a balanced alternation between the different types and levels. Alcohol, sedatives, and sleeping tablets reduce the quality of sleep. The term power napping means short breaks which you plan throughout your day in order to reset your stress level and recharge quickly and effectively. You don't necessarily have to sleep, even if it is most natural to have a quick nap. Power napping is often based on a relaxation technique which helps the body relax deeply. By learning this technique and practicing it with a power nap in the middle of the working day, you reduce your stress levels and are able to continue the day with renewed energy. Many people prefer to relax and recharge at home. Having family and friends around who you care about and who care about you brings both inspiration and support. In fact, we live our lives in relation to other people, and our careers and success are of less importance than good relations. You have to recognize this fact and make sure that you are fully there for and spend time with the people you live with. Good relations need care and maintenance, and it is important to safeguard good relations by giving them plenty of time and by protecting them when things get complicated. Few situations are more draining than problems related to home and family, to the workplace, or to your own finances and health. And most often, we get most stressed by the fact that we feel overwhelmed by our problems. However, certain rules and techniques for problem solving can be of help. One good method is to write down all the things you feel are problematic. Then arrange them in order of priority and make plans as to how to tackle them. As you gradually solve the problems, you can cross them off your list. Many believe that a problem no longer makes them feel so stressed when they've written down how to tackle it. Try spending 10 minutes before you go home planning the things you need to achieve the next day. Is it possible to train yourself to think positively and to be aware of the energy-draining effect inherent in negative thoughts? When you think and talk in a judgmental way, you create a negative effect. You create stress when your thoughts and words attack others. It is as if you are attacking yourself. It is therefore a real art to thinking positively, even when you feel critical. Positive thinking puts you in a good mood, and a good mood leads to positive thinking. Your good mood will bring inspiration and relaxation. Laughing is healthy. It helps you recharge and gives you renewed strength. It is not always true that the best way to relax is to do nothing. Often, doing something completely different from what you normally work with can have a recharging and inspiring effect, as with a hobby. Many find recreation in using their bodies in a completely different way during their leisure time. The same can be said for taking part in cultural events and organized teamwork. The opportunities and choices are many, but most important is that you enjoy and get pleasure from what you are doing. Then you will see how motivation and activity can help you recharge. Physical training has a relaxing and recharging function. People who train regularly do not only get fit, but also experience a positive effect on their mental health. It is not necessary to overdo training in order to achieve this effect. 30 minutes of training 2 to 3 times a week is sufficient. Relaxation techniques can be divided into 2 main groups. The first group mainly helps achieve muscular relaxation. A hot bath will have this effect. The same applies to the technique known as progressive relaxation, which is based on alternating between tensing and relaxing the muscles, and relaxing the muscles for twice as long as you tense them. This helps you work the different muscle groups in the body. The second group is known as deep relaxation techniques. They provide thorough mental relaxation as well as muscular relaxation. They include techniques such as yoga, meditation, and hypnotherapy. Breathing with the diaphragm or stomach slowly and deeply is very relaxing. You can learn how to do this yourself by placing your hand on your stomach just under the chest. You should notice that your hand moves out, forward, as you breathe in. When your diaphragm descends, a vacuum is formed in the lungs. As a result of the diaphragm descending, your stomach is pushed out and forward. Hold your breath for a few seconds, then blow slowly out through your nose or mouth. Listen and feel the silence and relaxing release which follows. Take at least 40 deep breaths throughout the day. You are a unique and valuable person with plenty of resources and potential. Negative stress can reduce your potential and cause you harm. Your environment cannot control this for you. You have to tackle the problem yourself. You have to learn how to handle the stressful situations you encounter and the stress generated inside you. You have to learn how to protect yourself against negative stress and focus on recharging so that you achieve the balance that will help you face the day with motivation and joy. It is all up to you. Take good care of yourself.